morning, everybody. Super excited about this. Here we go. We've got the national championship game about ready to kick off. Bama and Clemson. I'm Joel Klatt. This is the Heisman Trophy winner, Steve Owens, right here. My man. Okay, so Steve, so you know out there, Steve is my right-hand man during the season. So he provides a ton of research for me. He's kind of my eyes in the booth up there. So Steve and I have been engulfed in college football all year. He's also Shannon's researcher and producer on Undisputed.
Yep.
So he got up early this morning. He's here with us tonight.
Yep.
Steve, welcome, man.
Thank you. This is
Yes.
great. I mean, this is great to be in a big spread out room. Normally in the booth,
We're
Joel can
jammed up
attest
like
this,
this.
We're usually very tight with each other, so it'll
Like
be nice
this.
to kind
What
of
do you-
spread out a little bit.
What do you think
but,
here? What do you think?
But yeah, looking forward to it, man. Like it'll be good to sit down and watch a whole game where we're not in front of the mic.
I can't
it'll be
wait.
nice.
I cannot wait. So this is what we've got going on. Okay, you can watch us, and I want you to do a few things. 1, be interactive tonight. 2, invite your friends, because this is more fun the more people that we get in. I want you to be snarky. I want you to bring the sarcasm.
Yep.
I want you to bring the legitimate questions. We're going to try to get to them all. You can watch us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Caffeine TV. That's right. We are here with Caffeine TV. If you're on caffeine, I'm not quite sure where you're at right now, but I'm going to get with the program soon.
Yep.
I'm kind of an old guy.
Yep.
I'm about to turn 37.
We're learning a lot today.
We're learning a lot today. Someone said, hey, are you on caffeine? And I was like, yes, I just had a coffee. And I didn't realize that it was an actual platform, but now I know, and I'm super excited about it because the more people, the merrier. So hit us up with all your questions and everything. And again, invite your friends right now. This is a great second screen experience. You're going to watch the game on your main TV. You've got us on your phone, your laptop, maybe your iPad, and we can be interactive. I'm going to be breaking down plays in particular since ESPN's not giving you the coach's film room. So we're going to talk a lot about the X's and O's. We can talk a lot about anything that you want. This is going to be a really fun night. If you were with us the last couple of years, it was one of the most fun nights that just watching football with you, all the fans, and we can get it going. Here we go. Predictions. It's about kickoff right now. I've got Bama 38-35 in a high-scoring affair.
I agree, high scoring. I'm going Clemson 35-31. Trevor Lawrence does it tonight.
Steve also tried to talk me into Indiana over Michigan earlier this year, but don't worry about that.
Time will tell on that one. But
I kid.
I feel better. I feel better about it this one tonight.
I kid. So here's the deal. Okay, first and foremost, now you're settled in. You got your nachos, your beer, your soda, whatever, 6 packs of soda. And let me just tell you right off the bat, I already like Clemson's chances a lot more than Oklahoma, even though I think Oklahoma actually matched up better with Alabama because of Kyler Murray and because of that potent offense. But what Oklahoma did not get because of their own accord, because of Lincoln Riley, they didn't get the ball first. Clemson gets the ball first here. I think that's a big deal.
Yep.
Until it's batted down.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we never really saw Alabama in trouble until the Georgia game.
Right.
And one thing that we've talked about throughout the years, we need to see what this team does when they're put under pressure.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma did the exact opposite of that.
They were like, hey, we're going to spot you 4 scores.
Let's make you as comfortable as possible.
That was not
so you
solid.
can just tee off on Kyler. And to his credit, I mean, Kyler's that good that he made it respectable.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think first few possessions here are pretty big, actually.
A little option pitch. Too much speed for Alabama. Now you get kind of what I think is going to be the crux of the entire game, which is because I don't think both teams are going to be able to just line up and run the football.
Right.
Both defenses are too good.
Too good.
So now it's 3rd and 7, and it's going to become, and it was 2 years ago, and it was last year, it's going to boil down to just quarterbacks. Who can play better? And even early in the game, it starts with a situation like this, like Trevor Lawrence, on 3rd down against one of the better defenses in the country. Tried to go to Renfro. He was blanketed, and Clemson goes 3 and out. So Bama is interesting because they do start so quick, and in particular on defense, I feel like opposing offenses are almost psyched out. They've got to be dealing with Quinn and Williams up front. the pressure, the size of the corners. I think it takes them by surprise a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's definitely an adjustment period when you see Alabama, and there's certainly just like an awe factor at first. But I think if any team can cope with that, Clemson's seen these guys for the last few years. But until you see it live, I think there's really a series or two of just like, oh, okay, these guys are bigger and stronger than anybody we've faced so far.
Good punt. Fair catch all the way back at the 20. All right, so here you go. This is what Bama does, right? They have just stolen the extra possession because now they're going to get the second half kick, and now Tua goes out there. Here's the deal with them early in games, and I've gone back and watched a couple of their games early. They go for the jugular. They play with tempo more early in the game now. They do a lot of things that put stress on the back end of your defense early in the game. They do things creatively with their formations and their motions, so be prepared for that right away. They're not one of these teams that come out and go, hey, let's ease our way into the game. Yeah. They come out and they're one of those boxers that come out and just generally throw haymakers, RPO to start things off, an easy completion, and already Alabama's got a second and short. This is when you might get something creative and you're going to get somebody down the field, and that's where Clemson has struggled. Just to give you some sense, by the way, the pass defense for Clemson, that's where they have gotten hurt. Remember, Clemson gave up 400 yards to A&M through the air, 500 yards to South Carolina through the air. And so watch for the slot receivers here to the left side. Now you got some motion. Who is that? Boom. RPO. Man, they RPO people to death early in the game, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like we were saying about, they don't ease into the game. Like, if you got the best car in the garage, step on the gas right away.
Yeah, why not?
Show it right away. There's no reason not to. And I think Saban's realized that. I mean, that's something, obviously, this year has looked completely different from what we've seen in years past from Alabama.
We'll talk more about that, the way offenses and coaches have adjusted, in particular a guy like Saban, who was one of the most staunch. Oh, pick!
Oh, boy.
Pick six!
Oh, boy.
Where's the turn? Oh, look at this. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we got mascots. We got mascots going on. Turnover chain. Yeah, this is Connor, by the way. Connor is in the tiger costume. He's going to get the turnover chain. Does it fit over your head? Nope. Yeah, it does. Turnover chain for Connor. Unbelievable. Maybe Tua's worst pass of the year. Is he trying to throw another? No, this is a straight pass.
Did he just miss him?
That's just a corner on the outside, and he comes off of his man. Oh, I got to go on the whiteboard for that. Here's what we got, by the way. We got two mascots today. We've got Ben as the elephant. I don't even know what they call the elephant. Ben's the elephant. Put your head on. You're going to scare the kids, Ben. Al, the elephant, and he's hanging his head. Go hang your head. Sit in the corner and time out, Al. And we've got the tiger for Clemson. He's doing push-ups all night. So here we go.
Oh, yeah.
We got push-ups. Oh, he's clapping in between the push-ups. You might want to stop that. That's a pretty early score.
This is not smart at all.
That's some confidence right now. That's some confidence right now. Connor broke the turnover chain. Connor, well done. Well done. Here's what we had. All right, come on up here. We got whiteboard. I'm just going to go on that left side. Okay, so you had what I would call like a trips look, like this. All right? And then what they did is they motioned in. Okay, when you motion in like this, so Tua's back here. When you motion in, what you're trying to do is reveal coverage. All right, what I thought that they did is they revealed what looked to be a zone coverage. So you didn't have any movement follow in. No man player was following in. So you've got the corner here, you've got a safety here, and you've got the other safety in the middle of the field over here. It was a single width formation, so I believe they just had a tight end over there. Not sure, I would have to look at the tape. But as this guy comes in, there wasn't a lot of movement in the defense. All right, and then it's just a really simple route. Okay, so you get a slant on the outside and just kind of a drag right there. We call this dragon on the West Coast system, slant drag. Okay, and it's a very easy read. It's inside out. We always read it 1 there, 2 there. Just totally poor read because this corner, he just steps right in front of that out route. He never broke. So these two players right here, the corner and the safety, they would be in like kind of a zone like bracket technique where this guy's going to be sitting for the inside route, this guy's going to be sitting for the outside route. So they're not going with a man. This motion should have revealed that to Tua. He doesn't see that no man follows him inside. If you're in a zone coverage, you got to know that those guys are sitting or squatting on you. So the corner squats, he sees just this out route like this and jumps in front of it. That's pretty easy pick right there. Nice defense from Clemson, but that's basically what happened. That motion that Alabama had there on the third down, that should have cued Tua into what the coverage was, and he should have been able to find the window versus zone. You got to throw the slant. You've got to throw the slant. You can't throw that ball outside into the flat versus what I would consider a zone defender on the outside as a flat defender. You can't throw a flat route into a flat defender like that. Anybody knows that. That is a massive, massive mental error from Tua Tagovailoa on the first possession of the game. My goodness.
Didn't see that one coming.
I did not see that one
think
coming.
That was how this would start.
Unbelievable. Woo! All right. So remember to share us. You're on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Caffeine TV. And then you can follow us on Twitter and give us questions there as well. I'm at Joel Klatt. Steve?
Steve Owens here.
Just Steve Owens or Steve Owens here?
Steve Owens _ here.
Here. I do follow Steve. I just didn't know his actual handle.
You're one of millions.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's,
exactly. I would call you a social media influencer.
Thank you.
So send your interactions and your questions right there. Man, that was incredible. Okay, so now they're showing it right here. They've got a little bit of a pressure. Look at that. See that outside player? He's got his eyes all over the quarterback, like I was saying, and then he just dumps off right there. That's incredible. Man. Pick 6 to start the game.
All right. Let's see Bama under a little pressure.
Now you know Nick was going to run the ball there. I mean, that was maybe the most obvious play call that you could possibly have.
Yeah, I mean, last time we saw Tua play against a high-quality defense, unfortunately,
He struggled.
Can't throw Oklahoma in that category.
No, you can't.
It didn't go well. And, you know, we saw these astronomical numbers out of Tua, but, you know, when he played the top defenses,
He did struggle.
He wasn't as great as the gaudy numbers suggest. I mean,
against the top 4 defenses that he played this year, he threw 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So
Yeah,
he was
believe.
50-50 on the
Yeah.
TD to interception ratio. Now you would say 3 and 4 because of Clemson's rank, the 5 top defenses. The other defenses that he faced, he threw 33 plus, 4 touchdowns. So he threw 37 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Yeah, he's all right in those ones. But
I don't want to call him a front runner, but you can, I mean, you can say, right? I mean,
but yeah, it's fair to say he wasn't as great when he faced these great defenses, which, you know, naturally isn't going to be the case with just about anybody. But we'll see if he tries to get it right back.
And he does.
And he does.
And he does. Unreal. By the way, I had a bunch of people on Twitter. I said 38-35. They're like, no way it's going to be that high scoring. All right. Connor and Ben are going to be doing push-ups all night. All right, Al, a.k.a. Ben. Now, Connor did clap push-ups. I wouldn't recommend that because it seems like we're going to get after it now all night long. Jerry Jeudy runs right by the safety.
3, 4, 5.
Woo! Yes! Get after it. Get after it. You gotta love that.
Ooh.
That was an interesting kick.
Not great, but it got through.
Okay, so now there's the weakness for Clemson. Their defense against the slot. Oh, just an awful, awful defense in the back end. All right, what do we got here? We got 3 players here. You had a backer walked out. You had a corner. You had a safety like that. I believe it was something like that. Again, I'm not going to get these formations exactly correct because, one, I don't have all 22, so it's hard to see the entire route. But essentially what you got here is this is Jeudy, And as you get man-to-man, you got some sort of clear out. He's coming under like that, some sort of smash concept. But then this is the matchup that they're wanting right here, okay? So as long as you've got time in the pocket, now you can exploit this safety in the back end, and he does it beautifully. What I thought he did a great job of is that he sold the corner for a while. So he didn't wait to get all the way up on the safety and then give him like a short move and then out to the outside. He came in then right at the top of your, they would call it like the top of your stem at like 8 or 10 yards. He gave a hard 3 steps towards the post. And what that did is that got the safety to turn his hips, eyes, and movement and momentum towards the middle of the field, and then he just turns around and he doesn't break it off all the way to the corner either. You don't want that. He just takes it basically straight right back through where he was originally aligned. So now it looks like just a down the field seam route, like a seam go route, but he sets it up with a nice post move. He gets the movement and then just takes off through his back shoulder, and then he's gone, and then it's the beautiful ball from Tua. That's where Tua excels, by the way, is his down the field accuracy. So there you go. Jerry Jeudy strikes right back. I thought that we would see one of those on their first series. They didn't get to it because they had a 3rd down and they threw a pick 6 on a really poor read from Tua. But that's what happened right there. Again, I thought that the whole deal, and this is what I think is going to be really tough for Clemson all night, is dealing with that wide receiver core.
Yep.
That's just going to be a problem. So, especially covering the slot, and those guys run great routes.
Yeah.
Great routes.
One thing that and we'll have to look at this when we come back, but I believe they've blitzed a few times now. What do you think about that as a way to go at Tua? I mean, it worked once, getting the pick.
Good question. I think that you've got to mix it up.
Yeah.
So a lot of times what people will talk about, right? People always ask me like, well, do you think that they should pressure him, or do you think that they should, sit back in coverage or whatever? To me, I always thought that as a quarterback, the most difficult was just the team that was changing it up from snap to snap.
Yeah.
You get different looks all the time because if you can hone in on anything that is consistent, now you can attack it.
Right.
So the teams that change it up looked like Brent Venables wants to play some man coverage. I would not recommend that with the likes of Jerry Jeudy on the outside and Ruggs and Waddle, and I mean they got I think second or third or certainly a top 5 wide receiver core.
And they're all coming back next year.
Yeah, thanks.
Just in case anybody thought there was going to be a reprieve next year.
100%. Also, what you're going to get tonight, Steve and I have a way too early top 10 coming up.
All right.
That's going to be fun.
Let's do that.
Remember, throw in your comments, questions. We're going to get to those. We'll try to be as interactive as we can. We've got the mascots doing push-ups. They're already tired, and it's only 7-7.
Guys,
you know what?
We're 3 minutes in right now.
I'm a little fearful for the kids watching because we got mascots with their head off.
It's true. We better not get
That's
those
like
guys.
rule number 1 about mascotting. In fact, I got a story about that from Chip the Buffalo mascot from CU. Oh, Trevor Lawrence, what are we doing there? Well, so now we've had Clemson's defense have success. We've had Alabama's offense have success. We've had Alabama's defense have success. The only unit that has not gotten their feet yet and no rhythm whatsoever yet is Clemson's offense.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see ETN here.
That's
I think
true.
I'd be
We have
shocked.
not gotten very much run right now. Yep, there we go. Make this 3rd and manageable.
You got a question?
What's the question? Come on. This is how we're going to do questions. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
I told you I had a cannon.
That's Tori over there. She was game day ready in her fatigues.
Yep.
And we do have the football question, so she's throwing the football in. That was a bit of a rough pass, but that's all right. That's all right.
I like this service you got. It's
Yeah,
like,
look
it's
at
like
this.
it's like a message in a bottle.
There's like a Scotch tape. Listen, folks, only the best for you on this live stream. Here we go. All right. Connor Reardon via Instagram. Connor, what's up? Thank you for watching, my friend. He says, what Alabama offensive player will have the most impact in the game? I would say one of the wide receivers, and now that I'm going to cheat, it's going to be Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not, I'm assuming based on this question, you can't say Tua. That's too
Right.
obvious,
That seems
right?
a
That's like in
little too
hockey,
obvious,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, who's the most important player?
Yeah.
The goalie, obviously. So it can't be the quarterback. If it's not the quarterback, I would say Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah. One guy that I'm curious to see how he does is Jacobs. See if they can run the ball at all. I doubt they'll be
I
able
just
to.
don't know if they're going to be able to run the ball.
I doubt it, but if they can, I think that
Here's the way I think
makes them
Alabama.
borderline unstoppable.
If they're running the ball, I think it's because they throw it first, like they just
Yeah.
did for a touchdown,
Yeah.
and they get those safeties out of there, and then they get it going a little bit running the football. 3rd and 14. Do not turn the ball over. That's all I would tell the quarterback. Don't be an idiot. Check it down. If he's not wide open, don't throw it. And he's
Pretty
wide
good.
open.
That's pretty good.
Just
right.
haymakers. They're just
All
going,
right.
just like bam.
All
This
right.
is like Rocky versus Apollo. I love it. I love it. Do you have any fatigue with this matchup?
I don't.
You better not.
Because they're like, if they weren't the two best teams, like they're just so much better than everybody.
I shouldn't stand like this, right? You're gonna say I'm getting a crotch shot.
Switch your cams for you.
Oh, we got expert cameraman. What a throw! He was wide open. These pass defenses, man, they're
we
gonna
go.
get shredded all night.
There we go. All right.
How about that?
All right.
We haven't even hit the 10-minute mark yet.
All right.
It's 14-7. Oh, Connor. We're on the internet. Get your ass over there for push-ups.
This guy's gonna need a protein bar soon.
Yeah, he is. Do we have EAS shakes around it? Stop doing
he's still
clap.
doing
You
the
can't
clap?
do clap push-ups.
All right.
So the what is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I hear some grunting. 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, a little presumptuous on
this
that
guy.
PAT right
All
there.
right.
Connor, do you think you can do 21 clap push-ups?
Sure.
Yeah. When is it? Oh no.
Hey, we got it. We got it. Listen.
All right.
Listen,
This guy's done.
He's got a mascot head on.
That's
Let's
true.
give him a little slack
But
here.
It's not his first rodeo.
Well, he's got a mascot head on.
It ain't safe out here.
Listen, folks,
He's a little woozy from the push-ups.
full service, full service. Don't, wait, careful. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Do I know what I'm doing?
this.
Absolutely not, but this looks really good.
It looks good. It
It
looks,
looks
really, good.
Yeah, just
I was
tighten
like-
that up. Thanks, Al.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Tighten that up right there. We might need to spread out this tripod a little bit. Connor, we're going to need you to calm down. I don't know. Can we,
Well,
yeah, you know what?
mean-
That's going to do for now. It's a little, guys, we might need to do something about that.
Joel, you're a talented guy, but stagehand might not be.
I'm
Your
definitely
forte.
not a stage. What do we got here? We've got no shot right
Yeah.
now with this tripod. All right.
Okay. That's okay.
What happened on that touchdown?
I thought that Bama was playing man, and anytime you can get outside of the defense when you're playing man, then you got a shot. I could be wrong. It was hard to see. Looked like they had a couple of wide receivers out here. They get Etienne, the tailback, going. And here, if you can get outside, so there's always a support player in defense. And if you can get outside of the contain, so there's usually an in man on the line of scrimmage, and then there's some sort of support player that comes from the second or the third level of the defense. If you can outflank or get that support player blocked and then get him blocked on the outside or get outside of this guy, you're going to have a shot. Then it just becomes open field. Is your guy better than the guy trying to tackle him? There's really no schematics outside of that. So you're looking for the in man on the line of scrimmage, and then any of these support players come in, and it can even be a safety like this. And if he comes up and he gets a good block, now you get flow this way, you get flow this way, and then he finds, let's say he just finds a little bit of a crease, he breaks one tackle, and then you can get a score. But that's what you always have to look at. When a runner breaks onto the outside, what is the in man on the line of scrimmage? If he's getting, if this is called a reach block, If he gets reached and gets that outside shoulder blocked by the offensive lineman or a tight end or whomever, then it just becomes about a wide receiver or a tight end or somebody out the backfield. If you can get the support player blocked like this, now it's a race to find a seam. So that's anything that you're looking for in an outside play. Lots of scratching to basically said one player didn't do his job, and then ETN is better than the people trying to tackle him. That's what you get a lot, by the way. That's why in the Big 12, all the running backs are better than all the people trying to tackle them. So you get a lot of touchdowns on the outside. Oh.
Over-under was 58, by the way.
We're going past that.
We're feeling pretty good right now on the over.
All right, so do you think now, after that drive, okay, so let's see what happens here. So you get outside, then you got one of the support player, 15, just gets a little bit of a block like that. So you get outside of the end man on the line of scrimmage, you get any sort of block on the support player, and then it becomes just one-on-ones on the outside, great block by the wide receiver, and he goes in for a touchdown.
You think running on the outside is the best shot for these guys?
Probably.
Both sides?
I just don't see it between the tackles for either of these teams.
Yeah.
I wonder if Saban is just going to be like, hey, this is just going to be a Big 12 shootout, or if he's going to try to slow things down now. Mm-hmm. Because as soon as Oklahoma started to gain a little traction,
Yep.
didn't they pull within 11, got a lot of momentum,
In that fourth quarter.
And then Alabama went on like a 7-minute drive?
I believe you're right.
And all of a sudden it was just like they just halted the game. Mm-hmm. And it's like Kyler didn't see the field for a while.
Yep.
I get the sense and see how the tempo has totally changed here. They're just kind of like slowly getting up to the line of scrimmage.
Pump the brakes for a second.
Right. Get the defense a little bit of a rest. 2nd and 3. RPO. Great tackle on the outside. Tavon Wallace, who is good, but he hasn't played. I mean, their safeties have been a weak point. That was a really good tackle on the outside. So Clemson's playing, man. Alabama's going to have big plays all night long.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing. Clemson is not intimidated at all.
I was going to say,
Can't you just tell
they're like
the way
one
they're
team
moving?
that just doesn't care.
Yeah. They've beat them before.
Yeah. Georgia's close to that, but
they weren't close in the Sugar Bowl. Huh?
they were not.
Boom. Man-to-man, and just got rocked.
That's a good throw.
That was a great throw. In breaking routes, you've got to put the ball right on the frame of the wide receiver. You hear me saying that a lot during our telecast. Yeah. Anytime your wide receivers are breaking inside, you can't lead them. You can't do anything. That ball's got to hit them in the frame, and that's essentially what that ball did from Tua. That was really nice. Really nice.
Big conversion. If they have to punt right there. God, this is what they did to Oklahoma to death, right? Like.
All right,
little slants.
Clemson's going to have to change and play zone, and then you know what's going to happen then. The run game will get going. They're throwing them out of man coverage right now. Brent Venables is like, damn it. That's all defensive guys say. Timeout, Clemson. By the way, this is a Big Ten officiating crew. It is a crew that is made up of an all-star crew. So this crew has not worked together their entire season like most crews. The referee is Mike Cannon. They are from the Big Ten. The replay official tonight is Jim Krimmerling. And what you need to know is that Mike Cannon and Jim Krimmerling have gone together. So they're the ones that work together every week. The replay official and the head referee. Okay. But the rest of the crew on the field is just an all-star crew. So you've got Ed Feaster, the umpire, Trip Sutter, the head linesman, Ron Tippett, the line judge, Frank Sterator, Gene Sun, the field judge, John Hayes, the side judge, Mike Elliott, back judge, Brent Durbin, the center judge, if any of you were wondering.
Can I ask you a question about umpires and referees?
Yep, come on.
People talk about like chemistry within a group.
Yep.
Is that real?
I think it is.
Okay.
If I'm a player, I would much rather the officiating crew have worked together all season rather than an all-star crew. all day to throw. Ain't going to work with man coverage. These defenses are going to get shredded.
This is great.
By the way, guess who's sitting at home right now smiling ear to ear?
Oklahoma?
Mike Stoops. He's like, see, everyone? No one else can do it either.
Yeah.
Ruffin couldn't do it.
Ruffin couldn't do it. Ugh.
Brent can't do it. Nick can't do it. Right down the field. And they're taking like 3 minutes off the clock already. Oh! That's a good incompletion right there. Good incompletion.
Yeah, see, these guys need to take over.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
If they're going to win this game, like in terms of just like gunning it down the field, like those big boys.
Then it has to be the pass rush. Yeah, no doubt about it. Oh my gosh. Cleveland Farrell just took. Who was that? Who's 70? Their left tackle. That's Jonah Williams. Jonah Williams is going to be a top 10 pick. Cleveland Farrell just put him on his butt. Might not be anymore.
Yeah.
Good call. Way to go. Way to go. Peanut gallery.
Uh-oh.
Why did Harris just fall down? Woo. Woo.
Might be here for about 4 more hours, guys. Must be nice to have like 3 5-star running backs.
Yeah, I mean,
I think was Najee Harris. I believe he was the National Player of the Year, and he's
I think
third
he is.
running back.
Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to come in and be a Heisman Trophy winner, third string." How we doing? It still looks like they're in man.
Yeah. Can I ask you a big picture question off of that?
I'd love a big picture question.
If you're the National Player of the Year and you're a running back, why would you go to Alabama?
It's a great question. That's a great question. I mean, listen, you never think to yourself. I guess
You always believe you're going to be the guy.
You're going to be the guy,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I think that's the answer.
And I guess
right?
that's a question for Alabama as a whole.
Why
like,
do all these quarterbacks go and like to the same place that the number
Totally.
one recruit
And I asked
went
myself
to
that
the last
all the
year?
time.
It's like, well, that doesn't matter. I'm going to be the one that beats him out. Mm-hmm. Oh, nice run.
Yeah, I got it.
Touchdown again. And a long drive.
Yeah.
That's like vintage
Yeah.
Nick Saban
You're right.
in Alabama.
It's a nice.
That drive is why they're so good.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think he quite got in. It's going to be close. We're going to hold off on push-ups until we get a definitive look. Way down. I think he's short.
Gets another few minutes here. All right.
I thought that the left knee was down before he's in, but they're going to score anyways. This is going to be the definitive look, Ben. No, it's not the right thigh, Kirk. It's his left knee. Right? See?
There we go.
Sorry, I wasn't going to say that.
Left knee.
Oh, I feel like everybody at home watching one of my games. What an idiot.
or me in the back of the booth.
Yeah. Steve's in the back of the booth always like,
Just doing this
come on,
all
Joel.
day.
Get it together. What was that drive? It started with like 10:30.
Yeah.
That was like a 4-minute drive, wasn't
Almost
it?
4 exactly right now. It's 9 for 75 right now.
What did I say before the drive?
You might know a thing about this
I
stuff.
knew that was going to happen. That was vintage, man.
It's good.
Vintage Nick Saban in Alabama.
These guys need rest too, I assume. I mean, how big is that? Like, how big is rest? Like, I mean, it's first
Within
quarter,
the game,
like,
for the defense, I think
Yeah.
it's very important.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get this look before? Down, short.
Yep.
Freeze it 3 frames before that. I can't watch a game without critiquing the broadcast. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Can we not freeze it right there, please?
Yep.
Again, no freeze.
Hey.
Driving myself crazy here. Thank you for the freeze. I'll be yelling at my director during our game. His name's Rich Dewey. He's a great guy.
I'm glad you made it about 9 minutes before you.
I know. I
couldn't
couldn't help myself. You should watch games with our entire crew. That's all we do. Talk about why did they take that replay?
We're the worst. Just the worst
It
to watch
is
the game
true.
with.
This is the first national championship game in a few years. Butch Jones sighting. Way to go, Butch.
Hey,
you made
Butch.
it in.
All right.
This is the first national championship game in like 3 years that the head referee hasn't had gigantic arms. Remember they had
Sounds
Mike
like-
DeFee a couple years ago?
Something to work on in the offseason.
There we go.
You don't want to be that guy.
Hey, I think Saban loves this. Take
Yeah.
some more time off
Yeah,
the clock.
let it bleed. Oh, he's a little open.
Stat patter. I wish I had those play calls. Stat patter. All right, Al.
All right. All right.
Connor's mad. He's turned into a fan over here. He wants to do 57 push-ups tonight.
Oh, he's over here now.
All right, Ben. Oh, Ben's going.
in the
4
back.
and 3. I don't even know what you're on, Ben. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You did 15. Al, no one
All right.
accused Alabama of being
Nope.
a great academic institution. I kid. We're gonna have people all over us tonight. Man. Roll Tide. Roll.
All right.
Joel, you don't know what you're freaking talking about. The Tide are gonna roll you up. Joel. No, it's not even Joel. Joe Klatt, whatever your name is. You don't know nothing about Bama Roll Tide Roll. I read all Alabama fan tweets like that, even when I'm alone in my hotel room. Yeah.
I think I should read all tweets like that, just for fun.
Did Bama make that kick?
They missed it?
Stop it. We missed an extra point because we were counting Ben's push-ups. This is a fail of epic proportions.
Too much focus on the mascots.
I'm doing an Alabama accent, and
That's true.
we missed that they missed the extra point.
That one might come back on you.
On me, on them. This is just online, you know? Like, oh my gosh.
Joe,
How?
why don't you focus on the game?
Joel, don't you dare focus on our kickers. We haven't had a good kicker in 5 years. It hasn't stopped us from winning championships.
Why don't you focus on something besides the silly elephant push-ups?
Oh. How? This brings up just a really good time to get into Cody Parkey
Too soon.
and just kickers in general. I'm sorry, but I happen to be of the belief that you have one job. Everyone, it was so in vogue today on Twitter to be like, lay off of Cody Parkey. Now, I get it. Like, I don't need the vitriol. I don't want, anyone threatening Cody Parkey. I think that's dumb. But to say that that loss for Chicago wasn't Cody Parkey's fault is false. Right? I know that the kick was somewhat blocked. I get it. Make the damn kick. I just can't. And then the extra point, the guy hits an upright on an extra point. An extra point.
Can I make a point? Not everyone has Mason Crosby.
Touche. Steve brings up a good point. So I played at Colorado with Mason Crosby, who's still in the league. And there were several times when Mason was the only reason why we scored points because our quarterback was awful on those days. I was the quarterback. So thank you, Mason, for saving shutouts at Miami, against Texas. There were several games, maybe against Nebraska one
There you
time.
go, 9 extra points.
How do you miss an extra point? Steve played soccer at Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Could you make an extra point tonight?
Yeah,
Of course you could.
pretty easily.
Why don't
it's not
it's
like
Alabama.
college extra point is ridiculous.
These are the best players that you can find in high school. They have the #1 recruiting class every year. How do they not have a kicker? Now, they did just sign the #1 kicker in the country.
Right. I'm perplexed by this in college football all the time.
Think about it. Florida State for years couldn't find a kicker when they were on their run as one of the best teams in the country.
Joel, think fast.
You got that off the graphic over there, Peanut Gallery. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Oh, question. Everyone, wait. Tori's about to, watch out.
There you go.
That was the best throw of the night. Well done. She used yellow box tape.
Oh.
How to get creative.
That was interesting. Can we get an upgrade? I kid. All right, so as Alabama bats a ball away, he says, what are the chances Saban or Dabo go pro after this game? 0. That comes in from Shake and Bake 100 on Instagram.
All right.
A little bit of shake and a little bit of bake. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not going to lie. That was awesome. I don't think either of these guys are going anywhere. 1, NFL teams don't pay what these two are making.
Yep.
2, they can be here forever as long as they want. Saban's already done that, doesn't need it for his legacy. Dabo is on his way to being in the conversation for one of the greatest coaches ever, and if they win tonight, and building a program to take on. I wouldn't go anywhere if I were one of these two guys. What great situations they both have.
Yeah, where's the upgrade? Like, I mean, you go take a middle of the pack NFL job and be just constantly worried about getting fired in 2 years?
I didn't think Pat Fitzgerald should go to the Packers. I don't think, listen, I think that it's a better life for a guy like even Lincoln Riley in college. He can be at Oklahoma for 15 years. If he makes, I mean, he can make close to $100 million in 15 years.
Totally.
And you got way more power in college than you do in the NFL.
Yeah.
Nice throw, Tori. Well done.
Coaches in the NFL come and go. These guys.
Well, let's say you go.
around.
Let's say you go to Green Bay.
Yep.
It's like if you don't win the national championship, everyone's just like, "Oh, get him out," or the Super Bowl, get him out of here.
How big do you think like the lifestyle difference is?
I guess you
NFL
have
college.
to you have to kiss the butt of 16-year-olds, and I guess that would get old. Recruiting.
Yeah,
and
like I think
everything
that would be like my one thought is a reason you don't have to deal with recruiting
I guess.
and the slog of it.
Oh.
Nice. But at the same time, I mean, I assume that's why you have these staffs to
Right, and these
take
two.
a chunk of this chunk of that work out.
These two have two of the best coaching staffs in America. This is exactly how you draw it up if you're Nick Saban. You come out after the 14-7, right?
Yep.
Is you get a long drive,
Yep.
rest your defense, make a couple of adjustments. What happens after the rest? All of a sudden, Quinnen Williams comes in, makes a huge play. They get the ball back now just over midfield with a chance to go take the lead. Good route. Dude, these wide receivers. Tua complaining about some pain in his right hand. That rush has got to start to get home for Clemson if they're going to have any chance stopping Alabama. Oh, big hole up front. I'm surprised that the defensive line's not playing better.
Yeah. Haven't really gotten to running pretty well.
If I was Alabama here, I think this would be a shot. I know that goes against what I was just saying about going a little bit slower. Maybe they're just going to hammer them with the run game.
Yeah.
Oof. Goodness, great catch. Jerry Jeudy. He was somebody's pick to click tonight. I don't know whose it was.
He's good.
I don't know whose it was.
Let's see.
Not afraid to pat myself on my back. Whoa, did you see he almost hit the umpire with that ball? Here's what's happening in the passing game, though. Steve, Tua's getting time to throw.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the pick, they're getting pretty much whatever they want.
Yeah, and how about Tua after the pick? He's been sensational.
Been quite good.
This is that same blitz look. Watch this upper outside linebacker. The safety comes in. Man.
They're gashing him. It's like in between the tackles, too.
I mean,
they're getting like, I think they're about 7 a
and
carry
every
right now.
back that touches the ball is totally fresh and is a 5-star player.
Yeah. It's probably helpful about this time of year. I mean, Clemson does a pretty good job of that, too. They kind of, they kept ETN from getting too many carries as well.
Ooh, pressure. Good move in the backfield. I love the schematics in the red zone because they're so much different than the regular field. There, because you can disguise for so much longer on defense before you actually show your hand, because there's not the space that you have to defend down the field.
Yeah.
And there they disguised their blitz for a long time. I think that Tua would have probably checked out of that play if he would have seen that pressure coming. But he was unable to see it because of the red zone. Watch a little play action. Watch a little play action here to the top side. That wing back.
Yep.
No. Oh, what a big stop. Third down.
Go.
Oh, is he going to trot that
He just watched him miss
kicker
an
out
extra
there?
point. Can't do that. Go.
Butch Jones getting airtime right behind Saban. Way to go, Butch. Champions of life. This is totally the kicker, because normally you would kick this,
You would think.
right?
You would think.
I think that you throw the ball. Oh, no, it's Wildcat. Oh, how do you stop that? I don't know how you do that unless you just have like an insane individual effort,
Yeah.
because you can't have the numbers.
Yeah. When you got a 5-star running back.
Right. I mean, the snap was low, and he was still able to get it. Butch Jones, he is a champion of champions tonight, getting a lot of airtime right now. I tell you what. The question for me is, the easiest touchdown that they got was the little bootleg. I mean, they've run it now, what, 5 straight times?
Yeah.
It's got to be coming. Is that just a quarterback in me, or is it just...
He want another cheap touchdown. Something, yep.
Oh.
All right.
This is when Nick goes ballistic, usually, is these self-inflicted wounds. I hope on the next play, because it's just good TV. So they did tackle over. So the tight end's on the left, and the extra tackle is over there as the tight end on the right side, okay? So that's an unbalanced line. That's not a flag. They just shot tape on the ground. Inside screen? Hate it. Hate that play call. Loxley has got to call a better play than that. That is a middle of the field play unless it's run as a wedge screen. You know what I mean? So you see the Patriots do that, but they'll do that at the 1 or 2 yard line when all the wide receiver has to do is fall into the end zone. You can't get 4 or 5 yards on that wedge screen because you're running right into the pursuing defense from the middle of the field. Hate that play call. Again, there's 3 yards difference between that being a good play call and a bad play call. But that's just on your play sheet. You cannot run the wedge screen from the. So the wedge screen is just a little. They take the outside wide receiver and you run them on a little bit of a motion towards the slot receiver, and then you snap it right away and throw it to him, and he tries to just like dive in. But you can't do that from the 4-yard line. That's a bad call. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to play calling, and that's that was bad. That was bad.
Incoming.
Yes. Question. Keep the questions coming. Good throw.
right.
Way to go. I tell you what, Tori is like Tua. She threw a pick early and it's just come back and been lights out.
Call that a mistake, but okay.
Well, it's, yeah. Call it what you want to call it. All right, here we go. Let's say, who is the best team in college football outside the ones playing tonight? Evan Nicole on Instagram. Evan, we got a whole commercial break to break that down.
Okay.
I say Oklahoma.
Right now or this season?
Yeah, this season.
Who was the third best team?
Yeah, who's the third best team in the country? I'd say Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma outscored Bama 35-17 in the last 3 quarters.
Yeah.
I think they were the
think
only
I
other
agree
team
with
that
you.
could hang.
You know who?
I know who you're about to say.
The third best team
I know you're
for
about to
last
say.
month was Ohio State.
Ohio State.
They just took.
I have
too
a
long
hard
to get,
time
to
arguing
get
with
it.
that.
I mean, but to be fair, they were not the third best team for the whole season. I think you're right, but they took too long to get going.
This is where I felt like the committee had a point with Ohio State. Is like you can't lose by 29.
Yep.
Right? Like Oklahoma's floor was a loss to Alabama and Texas, who was a really good 10-win team.
Right.
The 29-point loss. I hear you. At their top end, by the way. So here you go, Evan, on the top end.
Yeah.
At their best, do I think Ohio State would have beat Oklahoma? Maybe. They would have had one of the rare teams that could hang with them offensively because
If
of
Ohio State
Haskins.
had played Oklahoma last week, who do you think wins that game?
Such a good question. Oklahoma.
I think Ohio State.
Really?
Yeah. I think.
Granted, I think it's like 55-52,
I know,
but
I know.
I think it's OU.
I think they hit a gear where they found something.
What
I
we saw,
agree with you. Both teams would score 50.
What we saw against Michigan was so impressive, and even
I know. Maybe that's just like
Northwestern.
stuck in my head forever. Like that was.
Let me just. All right, full disclosure. Let's take people back into Thanksgiving week.
'Kay.
Steve and I were a bit enamored with Don Brown's defense,
We were. Absolutely.
and I believe I did call them war daddies at one point. Thank you, Kristen, in the back for that. I don't really need people bringing up my awful takes, but that's why you love.
Yeah, I mean that's what's stuck in my head is what Haskins turned into. But then, like on the other hand, they were in overtime with Maryland
It's true.
right before
True.
that. So
Their good was good. Their bad was bad.
yeah,
Whereas OU, they just were like bad on offense and great on
that's not gonna work.
shovel pass. I'm gonna do this for you, Bama fans. Shovel pass. Freaking hate the shovel pass.
Do you?
Yes. I think it's a
Why?
dumb play. Because you're relying totally on trickery.
Yeah.
There's no other option, right? Tua's got no other option at his disposal right there. He can't run it because his pitch key comes up the field. And so all of a sudden they call another. There's no answer that you can have as a quarterback. I would much rather throw a pass, and I've got answers. And did he make
I
it?
think he got it.
Oh, this kid. Is this the same guy that missed the last kick last year?
Last year? I have to check.
Remember, end of regulation? I almost died for him. Is this the same guy? I don't know if this is the same kid or not. Oh, yeah, push-ups, push-ups.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
We got 16.
Ben the elephant has 16 push-ups. 2, 3. We should have had a counter. 4, 5, 6, 7. Steve's really helping on this counting, isn't he? Dynamite.
13, 14,
15, 16. All right, well done. Well done.
All right.
I feel like Ben's not rooting for Alabama because he doesn't want to do. He's like,
No.
I see him over there when they score, and he's like, oh, oh.
While you were busy counting, I was busy looking up last year's game. Not the same kid.
Not the same
Not
kid.
the same kid.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. All right, remember, keep inviting your friends into the broadcast, and then let us know what you want more of. Do you want more of the analysis, your questions? You can get those questions to us on any platform, Instagram, Facebook. If this kid just kicked it out of bounds, Nick Saban's going to strangle the kicker. Oh, no. Shoot to the kicker right now,
no.
director.
Oh, no.
Director, get a shot of the kicker. Saban's going to lose. There we go. Strangle him. No, stay on the kicker. I don't need your from play to play graphic. The kid's going to get strangled on live television in front of 30 million people. I want to see it. I mean, am I wrong?
I don't know. I'm kind of interested in the number of CFB appearances right now by the senior class.
All of them. All of them.
Yeah.
CFP appearances for
Spoiler.
Clemson or Alabama. All
Spoiler.
of them. This senior class has won how many games? All of them.
A lot of games.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, the game has slowed a little bit.
They need to stay on the field here. Again, Clemson's offense hasn't done a ton outside of finding some running success. Lawrence is overwhelmed. He's going to get bailed out by a penalty here. A little pass interference down the field.
Incoming.
Boom. Here we go. Question. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Coming in hot.
I tell you what, this is.
I want him to take that.
Tua is fired up over there. All right.
Kelsey should throw.
DEWAYNE says, keep it going, guys. I have to rely on you two to watch the game. I'm a truck driver. DEWAYNE, we are here
right.
for you, my friend.
This is the broadcaster Dwayne.
I love you, DEWAYNE.
Is he inferring that he's driving currently?
That would be dangerous, like this screen pass is dangerous! Screens, man. Screens against this defense. Nice missed tackle.
Yeah,
Over pursuit
yes.
always gets you beat. Those guys pursuing from the inside, they've got to stay on the inside shoulder.
Oh, he kept it.
Oh, that's the last zone read they're going to call it.
Didn't go well.
The offensive play caller,
No.
Tony Elliott, was just like, okay, that's enough of that. Scratch it
we
off
tried
the play
it.
sheet.
We tried.
We tried. You can also send us questions to Steve or me directly at Joel Klatt, at Steve Owens _here. They keep showing this. Like, are you trying to get a targeting called? I can't not talk about the broadcast, Steve. You can't.
I think you just mentioned it, yeah. That's what they're thinking about.
But there's not targeting from an offensive player in college football. The ball carrier, like there is in the NFL. There's not just the lowering the head rule, I believe. Quinnen Williams is tired now on this series, and I don't think he'll be a factor on the next couple of plays. So I think that you can run the football even here on 3rd and 5 if you deem it 4-down territory. I don't know if or why that they would if they get down to like a first down play. Watch some rub routes on the top. Those 3 receivers on the top. There it is. Crossing route.
Yep.
Crossing route.
Yep.
If you get time versus man coverage, that was the whole deal with Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah.
So he gets a bunch of time. So watch here. From the right side, you're going to get the guy all the way across. Man. All deals with time. And what did I say right before the play? Quinnen Williams tired. And guess who was not in the backfield? Quinnen Williams.
Yeah, this does feel Ohio State-ish, how they were just doing those crossing patterns all day against
All day
Michigan.
long.
The push. Ooh.
2nd down. They can do that again if they want, right away. If they wanted to, they could tempo, hand it off again, and they score a touchdown. But they're not going to. And down. Good call by that official. if you're going to run it here, why wouldn't you have just done it with tempo? That's my, like, if they hand it off, you just allowed them to get set up. Hand off. They score anyways, so I guess it doesn't matter. Again, I'm just picky with the play calling.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
If that's your deal, oh yeah, here we go. I keep forgetting about the push-up.
Oh no.
Can we wait until
All right.
after the PAT? I think that's what
true.
we're gonna do.
We probably should pay a little bit more attention.
Connor
to
is excited to let everyone know. Connor has been doing Klatt push-ups. I think that's gonna end on this
Yeah.
one because he's gonna have
There's
20, minimum of 20, maybe 21.
There's no way that happens in the second half, right?
No way. No way. All right, 21. Here goes Connor in the tiger costume. 1, 2. Oh, he's going for him. 3. Klatt push-up. 4.
a
Man,
mistake.
this is 5.
It's a mistake.
I think it is too. That was 6, 7. I mean, it's 9, 10. There's some slowing
Not
down
getting
happening.
that bounce
11.
that he was getting. Oh
12,
no!
13,
Oh.
14, 15. He's still doing a good form push-up. That was 16,
Yeah.
17. Well done. 19.
19, 20.
21, well done. All
right.
and one
All
for
right.
the extra effort. All right.
That's one tuckered out tiger.
All right, tell you what. Connor and Ben are dying for halftime.
They really need halftime.
They need halftime here right now, right? Am I
Don't worry, guys. You only have 11:38 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
You'll be all right.
Game is only taking
Yeah.
8 hours. Okay, I've got some questions here on Facebook on Twitter. Remember,
Okay.
at Joel Klatt, at Steve Owens here. Does Fields give OSU a better chance to get into the playoff? That comes from Donald Swift. Donald, good question. Justin Fields transferred from Georgia. He's going to go to OSU, and he's actually going to apply for a hardship waiver due to those racially charged comments that he got from a baseball player from the stands to the field earlier in the season. That baseball player is no longer on the baseball team. I've heard a lot of mixed feedback about whether he's going to get the hardship or not and be eligible to play. Let's just assume that he's eligible to play.
Okay.
I have heard that Ohio State's new staff under Ryan Day is very smitten with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And let's just say Tate Martell was much more of an urban style quarterback.
Right.
Run first, JT Barrett style of quarterback. So even with all the tough talk from Tate Martell on Twitter, which there's been plenty,
He was not pleased with the
not
idea
shying
of
away.
somebody coming in and taking his job.
I think that Ohio State should be pretty good. You're talking about potentially getting to the playoffs. I don't think it's about Fields. I think it's actually more about can you replace some of the production at wide receiver, and does the defense improve?
Yeah.
And that was the big news today.
Yeah,
the
let's shake
defensive line coach, Greg Madison from Michigan, gets hired as the co-defensive coordinator at Ohio State. So that was a big hire for Ryan Day. Let's go of Greg Schiano. He also hired a guy that he was in San Francisco with. What's his name again?
Let me see. Jeff Hafley.
Jeff Hafley was, I believe, a secondary coach.
Secondary guy, yeah.
Remember, so the two co-defensive coordinators last year, one Greg Schiano, he was fired. The other, Alex Grinch, he moved on to Oklahoma. So Lincoln Riley's trying to fix his defense with that. So to answer your question, Donald, I do believe that the chance for Ohio State to get to the playoff is more about the defense than it is Fields or Martell. That might be dumb because you got to have a quarterback, but
Do you think Fields is a better fit for Day?
probably. I think Fields probably throws it better, but Martell is a good thrower.
He's
They
not
just
bad,
didn't
right?
have
I
him
know.
throw it, so
I
I
know.
think that's going to be an incredible battle in the spring.
Jordan didn't let Fields throw a whole lot when he got to play either.
No,
So
no.
maybe that's a little
I've
presumptuous.
heard a lot of different things about Fields and what his motivation was for transferring, but
he's another one of those five-star guys going in behind a five-star guy.
well, I heard there was a lot of family influence and
About leaving?
leaving Georgia.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Joel, we've got another one for you.
Let's do it. Question.
A nice lob.
I love it. There we go. All right, here we go. Nick on Instagram says, "Is Trevor Lawrence the best freshman QB ever?" Oh, I think that's pretty tough. trying to think of some other great. Well, what do you like in terms of pro prospect or the best freshman season that I've ever seen? Mm-hmm. Right? Because like
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny
Did he say true freshman?
He
on
did
there?
not. He just said freshman.
Yeah. I mean, Manziel had a pretty
Manziel
good
was a redshirt freshman. I would say Manziel's was the best because it was a Heisman, but it was redshirt. So from a true freshman, yeah, this was pretty good. Jake Fromm's was really good. Tua's performance in 1/2 was exceptional as a true freshman. So those are the ones that I kind of think of off the top of my head. All right, little run game, a little more run game. 2nd and 3 now, 3rd and 1. Bama's going to go right back to a little bit of a slow it down game. I know it. Tyler Irish on my Twitter says, will Brian Kelly win a natty before he leaves Notre Dame? I think it's going to be really tough. They don't have a roster right now. I think that was proven in the semifinal. I think Bama's going to have to punt it away. They were just short on 3rd and 1.
There's that D-line.
There we go, Clemson. People will, by the way, Clemson fans get all bent out of shape when I say Clemson rather than Clemson. He can't go. He can't go for it here. No, he can't.
I don't think he
Did
can,
he just say go for it?
He looks a little upset right now.
Wow. Is Saban going to go for this?
Wow.
No. Own side of your 50? Bad choice. I'm just saying it. Regardless of if they get this or not, this is an emotional choice.
I mean, if they don't, it's a Wildcat. Oh, he got through it.
Oh. And they were ready for it, too. Did you see those safeties
they were much,
just
much
screaming
better.
down there? Watch the safeties. Just come screaming down there. Ooh. Oh, he has him dead to rights.
He played it as well as he could play it.
Oh. Oh.
Man.
I tell you what, though, man, in these national championship games, Saban leaves nothing in the tank. Think about it. He put Tua in last year. He had the fake, the onside. He had a kickoff return. There was all sorts of different, a fake kick.
God, that's like 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
I know. On your own side of the 50.
It's a little panicky.
I don't disagree.
Like even if I'm, obviously if I'm Clemson, I'm disappointed.
But that's okay.
I'm a little happy.
Yeah.
They're freaking out. Like,
yeah.
This is the whole thing we've been wanting to see is them under pressure, how would they react?
Yes.
You know, what was it, like that stat until I think it was till the SEC championship game, maybe that was like they had 3 snaps.
Oh.
Like that's what he's so good.
How about that move?
That's what he did to Oklahoma like 10 times.
Jeez, look at this move on the outside. One-on-one, bang. Oh.
No thanks.
No soup for you. Jeez. I think you get a healthy dose of that until they stop them.
Yeah.
Run, and then you'll get a little play action.
Yeah. Like the other 2 backs feel like more of like the battering ram Saban backs. Like he's the guy.
He's got a little like giddy up to him.
Something extra.
No. Oh, going for it.
Oh.
What a terrible throw!
Ooh.
Unreal.
Wow.
Unreal. Saban's got to be so livid right now. You don't have to do push-ups, but you do have to put on the turnover chain. Clemson now +2 with the turnover chain. Well done. Well done, Connor. This is the second time that a corner has just fallen off right into the route. Where's he throwing that?
Like he looked like he was upset with Judy for something. Like
he should be upset with himself.
Did Judy let up a little bit? Like he looked like he didn't quite.
Maybe, but still, he's got like a guy right over him.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks.
Hey, man, that's on you. Deshaun with his $3,000 sweatshirt. Someone told me that was $3,000. I'm like, for what? Whatever that brand is, it's ugly.
Shots. Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, it might there might be some swag to it. No, I couldn't wear it. I mean, he's pulling it off. He looks cool, but that's an ugly sweatshirt. All right, here we go. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Here's what happened real quick, all right? You had a safety inside like this, you have a corner like this, and you kind of got like a backer on the outside like this. So they're trying to hit Judy again. He's got that same move where he's going down the seam. Because the safety's inside, Tua thinks that he's going to have a chance to dump it over the top. What he didn't realize, and this guy just runs a hitch on the outside, the corner just fell off and picked off that ball. He's got to throw this ball on the outside. That's the read. You've got to read the corner. That's twice now Tua has not read the corner and just thrown it directly to him. Downgrade, NFL scout, downgrade. Then he raises his arms like it's Judy's fault. What's Judy supposed to do? You just threw it right to the Clemson guy. It's a brutal throw. Brutal decision. Any of you watching that know my cell phone number, you can hit me up on my cell phone as well.
You should give that one out.
Uh,
Ugh.
Tell you, man, Clemson just took a couple of big shots and they just came right back, didn't they?
Like,
Alabama's not going to win if this stays at a -2 turnover deficit.
sure.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah. They look comfortable. Like
Very
Clemson
comfortable.
They're not panicked. Like,
Dynamite drop in.
ooh. Feels like they haven't really gotten to Lawrence very much lately either.
I even feel like Clemson can do what, like they're not forced into anything that they're like, oh, we're having success with this, we're going to stay there. Like I feel like they've had success with a number of different things. They've thrown it down the field, they've thrown it short, they've had some success in the run game.
Yep.
Oh!
Ooh, that looked like disaster.
Wow.
That was a nice play.
Who didn't want to see these two teams play? Right? Like this is a great game.
My big argument is like, if the games weren't good for some reason, then I could see it.
Like
but
last year's weren't
last
good, but
year
it was a
wasn't good, but
semifinal.
The two before that were classics.
Yeah.
Like as good as it gets.
Every championship game that they've played have been fantastic. Oh, time to throw. Got him. This is big time right here. Watch him up in the pocket, and then boom. Throws a rocket right on the frame, in breaking route. I think Clemson's going to win.
Bama needs to stop here.
Look at them. You know, one thing that Bama doesn't have, and I heard this from a couple of coaches that played them, they don't have a lot of depth on the defensive line. So they feel like the more snaps you can get against them, which they don't normally have to face many snaps.
Yeah.
The more snaps you can get against them, like, they're not great. You look at the defensive line right now, it's the first half, and they're tired.
Yeah, I wonder, like, I mean, so many of their games were over by halftime that the starters didn't have to play fourth quarters. I mean, you know, they didn't really have to put themselves in a spot where they could get exposed late. Hey, there's your favorite play.
I hate the shovel pass. I don't care if it works or not. I hate the shovel pass.
ETN having a day.
Clemson, here we go. I tell you, Connor's all excited, but this is getting really nasty for you.
Oh,
You're at
boy.
27.
Oh,
Wait
boy.
until the PAT, please, so that we don't have
Yes.
a repeat.
Yeah.
That's a better design, at least, for the shovel pass, because they actually pulled a guard around and they mashed everybody down, so he did have options there.
Three touchdowns for him now.
How about that drive? 2,
They're comfortable.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Nice, nice. This kid needs a halftime.
Man.
Let's try to talk about the difference between the two shovel passes, all right? First off, what you got from Clemson when they were defending Alabama's shovel pass is you got a little bit of a stunt, okay? So what you do on the shovel pass is that you leave the end unblocked, and whether the tackle's in here or whatever, and you got a linebacker here, maybe you've got a nose here, depending on if they were down near the goal line, you got another tackle and you got an end, probably got another backer here, and then you're just kind of like straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up, because remember, it's kind of inside the 5. At that point, you've basically got one guy left, right? You got like a safety, and he's just going to be, you know, maybe he's defending one side or the other. But here's the difference is, what Clemson did is, because what you're going to basically do is you're going to block down, and you're going to come down, and you're going to come down like this, you're going to come down like this, and you're going to leave him unblocked. The difference is that they inserted this safety here, and this backer walked outside and came in that gap, and they didn't adjust. This tackle for Alabama needed to actually block that linebacker and leave only one player unblocked. Because he didn't, he came in and they continued to try to double, and he came into this safety. Now all of a sudden Clemson had 2 players for 2 players. So he comes up the field, Tua goes to that side, and then you've got the little shovel pass. But here this backer had walked out, or one of the 2, I don't know exactly who it was, but one of these 2 had walked out, and then he was sitting right there for the shovel pass. So he's got nowhere to go with the ball. Okay. Here's the difference is Clemson got a better look. Alabama was what I would call static. So you had like backer, something along those lines. But what you didn't get is there was no stem late, and there was nothing that they did. And then you had another adjustment that Clemson made that Alabama didn't. And what they did, and it accounts for someone that's unaccounted for when you block down like this, you block down like this, you're blocking here, and you're trying to get this double teams to go up here. And what they did is this probably comes back like this. They pulled this guy around. So mash down, he comes up field, and then you come in, and then you're following this, and he was designed to block that extra guy. So the fact that they pulled the guard actually was a better design than what Alabama tried to do, because they could account for any stem player or any extra player in that defensive front inside the 5. Ooh, 28-16.
Bama, a little shook.
A little
right
shook.
now.
All right, so last year, Georgia, Bama. Bama's getting it handed to them. Their quarterback's playing really poorly in the first half.
Yep.
He switched quarterbacks at halftime. SEC championship game, Jalen Hurts came in, leads them to a victory.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying. I think you could see some rotation at some point. Bring him in, get a little zone read game going.
Yeah. It's not out of the realm of possibility right now.
I'm not saying he should, I'm just saying.
Yep.
I got some other questions here on Twitter. Let's see. This one comes in, is the sideline oxygen better than the oxygen level of the air at sea level? Barnes, that's a good question, actually.
Good question, yeah.
Because normally you would see it like in Denver or places like Salt Lake, you would see the oxygen, and it makes sense. It's just pure oxygen. So yes, it's better because it's pure oxygen. It's not
Cleaner?
Right? I mean, like, you're just consuming it's not. Does that make sense? Like, it's
I think so. Why?
like concentrated. I mean, I used to do it even at sea level because it's like
Even at sea level, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you're getting the purest form.
But it's not just air. It's just like pure oxygen.
Can we get a scientist?
You know what I
Chime in
mean?
here.
Does that make sense?
It does, to me. Maybe we need to consult the Twitterverse to tell
You know
us
what?
if we're wrong.
I've
on
got
this
a
one.
Google machine right in front of me.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll ask a follow-up question
Yes.
that I got on Twitter here. This is from Tyler Welsh 34. Tyler wants to know, what are the odds Texas makes the playoff next season?
Ooh.
Follow-up, do you believe Ellinger could be a Heisman sleeper? Let's start with the first one.
Okay, Texas to the playoff. Interesting. I think that they're going to have a shot. I would not be shocked if they started in the top 6
Yep,
to begin the year.
probably.
I think a lot of it has to do with a couple of factors. We got to see what Lil Jordan Humphrey is going to do.
Yep.
Yeah, wide receiver. And what does that offensive line look like next year, right? Because they're going to have a few guys that are going to be no longer there. They've got a shot, I think.
Yeah.
If they play that style of game, I think a lot of teams in the Big 12 are going to have a hard time with them. And if you win the Big 12, and even only one loss, Oklahoma have proven back-to-back years that you can get to the playoffs. So there's a chance for Texas to go to the playoff. Ellinger as a Heisman, going to be tough. You're going to have both of these quarterbacks to deal with, and their numbers are going to look better than his. So he's going to have like an epic Tebow-esque year.
Like a Tebow, like 15 touchdowns rushing, which I believe he did this year.
Which he could do. I'm talking about like 20 touchdowns rushing.
Yeah.
Close to 30 touchdowns. You know, I mean, he's going to have to put up close to 50 total touchdowns, I would assume. All right, big series here for Bama. Down 12. They are getting the ball to start the second half, so they can conceivably take a lot of clock here, score, get the ball to start the second half, score, and take the lead. So that's an interesting part. There you see the replay of exactly what I was talking about. That, by the way, did you see the flat route? Did you see the hitch? Wide open. Tua is not seeing very much. By the way, oxygen from a bottle is better because it's compressed. Boom.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
Why aren't they sticking on the ground? What are the ground stats right now?
Pretty good for Bama. Pull it up here. Bama averaging a little under 6 a carry. Pretty good.
I would stick with the ground game, seeing
Yeah.
as my quarterback refuses to see the corner.
Little shaky right now.
Can't escape there. All right. Folks, this to me is when football becomes interesting. When the offensive team gets 4 or 5 yards on first down, it's really not that interesting to me because the chances that they're going to move the chains are high. It's significant. As soon as a first down play goes for little to no gain, now my interest is peaked. I'm like, okay, this is a shot to get off the field for your defense, right? You basically got 2 snaps and 14 yards, and Bama stays on the ground. Oh, okay.
Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse. 3rd and 6. What do you do? Well, if you're a corner, you can do anything because Tua is blind to the corners, apparently. But if he throws a shovel pass, I'm quitting. I hate the shovel pass.
I will say I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Hurts at all. Like just in like maybe throw him on for a play or two.
Yeah, just
they've been doing that lately.
Any sort of scheme.
Uh-oh, look out.
Boom! Oh, fumble!
He is
Wow!
not reading it well right now.
Look at this. See how they overload here? Overload, but then he backs out. What? Oh. Oh.
Boom.
Oh, it looks like did he just hit him right in the groin?
I'm gonna say midsection.
Look at this. Ooh. Ooh.
Maybe a quad. We're gonna hope for a quad.
Go with quad.
We're gonna go with
Let's
quad.
go with quad.
Quad on that one.
How about Clemson right now?
Man,
Just hammering Alabama.
giving it to him.
So I was up in Santa Clara last night.
Were you?
I was. And I went to a couple of the functions there and the deals that they had.
Yep.
And I was actually able to see a few of the ESPN people because all of them were there. Because they, and by the way, they do such a fantastic job of like making college football big. And a lot of them were there. And everyone, and I was actually talking with Todd Blackledge, who's, I think he's my favorite analyst to watch.
Okay.
And he said he's done Clemson a ton, and he said that this week there was a really eerie, calm confidence about him. Like, we know exactly what happened last year. We know exactly what type of team we have, and we're going to beat them.
Yeah.
So you're seeing that play out. Now, whether it happens or not, we'll see, but I thought that was an interesting tidbit.
Yeah, I
from Todd,
think it goes
who
back
has
to
seen them a lot.
what we talked about. Like, they're one team that's not afraid. Like, the awe factor's gone.
At least for Clemson.
For Clemson, yeah.
Yeah.
They're one of the very few teams that the awe factor's gone.
Joel, we got a cue for you.
Boom. Nice. That was a good throw. Way to go, Tori. All right. So when does Jalen go in? Rick says on Facebook.
Yep.
I will tell you, this is the worst Tua has looked from a recognition standpoint all
Yeah.
year. He's normally on point, recognizing defenses, understanding what the schematics are, getting out of bad plays. And tonight, he's not seeing anything. He didn't see that pressure right there. When you get overloaded like that on the side, one of two things happened. It was either an egregious breakdown in protection,
Yep.
or you've got to know that you're unprotected in that spot. I'm not going to put it out of the realm of possibility that he didn't know if he was, or he was supposed to be protected on that, and that certainly can happen, but he's not seeing it very well.
No.
Not at all. Are you surprised at that? I'm surprised.
I am, but, you know, he looked shaky against Georgia. Georgia's like the closest I could think of like a proxy to what Clemson is. And he threw that bad pick in the end zone there in that game where he just did not read it.
Yep.
And he was right in the guy's chest in the end zone.
Yep.
Like,
Kirk saying exactly what we're talking about. I love watching Kirk too, by the way.
all right. 2 minutes.
This is big right here. This is big because this negates the quote-unquote extra possession of Bama getting the ball
Yep.
to start the second half. Yeah, you've got to throw that ball right there. So if Clemson can go down and score in this 2-minute scenario, they're going to be 35-16 at half. Wow. Oh. Hey, this ain't Georgia either.
No.
You know, like,
Yeah.
there's one team in the country that's just as good skill-wise as
Yep.
Alabama, and it's Clemson. Georgia's good, but, I mean, we saw Texas physically handle them,
Right.
so you can sense that comeback, and it wasn't. If Clemson walks in scoring 35 points,
I think it was 30,
this is a massive drive.
31. A lot of throws in this first half for Lawrence.
Yep.
2-1 pass to rush right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's a great question. I'm not sure. He's not that big. So it's hard because there's not a lot of backs, in particular feature backs, that are slight like that.
5'10", 200.
All the backs that are like feature guys, like Melvin or Todd or Not a big fan of the family shots either. I can't stop. I can't stop. All right, 153. Got a question here. Keep them coming, by the way. Keep inviting your friends, by the way, too. And how about some more snark? All these are like legitimate questions.
Way too nice so far.
Way too nice. Let's get it, popping. Joel, you going to join the CFP committee next year? From Taj on Facebook. I don't think that they would let me within 50 yards of that room. I'm pretty sure it's just because I haven't been served the restraining order, but that entity doesn't want me anywhere. I shouldn't say that. A few people from the committee asked me to go down and be part of like their media.
Yeah.
The mock deal, and I politely declined because I said if I actually see how the sausage is made, then I'll really kill you. So I did not go down. Boom. Too much time. This kid's gonna pick him apart if he's got that much time to throw. And a flag down. Is it gonna be a hold? Are they going to bail Bama out? This is the one thing I can't stand about Bama. Let's be honest here. There are some teams that it's always that. There's always a flag that helps them. I'm not saying this is going to be against Clemson, but all right, never mind.
Hit out of bounds.
It's against Bama. Is this a hit out of bounds? That's not a hit out of bounds.
He didn't.
Come on, officials. I didn't like that. I didn't like that call. Bad call. All right, now we're what? Plus side of the 50? Yeah, for sure. Gosh. Snap it! Throw it deep! Throw it deep! Love it. He knew he had it.
Yep.
He just shorted him a little bit. That's why this kid's so good, man. He's pretty smart.
Yeah. God, he found his footing pretty quickly in this game, didn't he? That first drive, a little
shaky, and then even the second drive, it was a little shaky.
Yep.
Now they're in field goal range. Last thing you can do here as a quarterback, you can't take a sack, you can't turn the ball over. So you immediately go into more of a conservative mode. Got to see the throw. Boom, sees it. These inside breaking routes, they're just killing them right now.
Lawrence already about 200 yards right now.
They are shredding Bama's defense. Shredding Bama's defense. Notre Dame's out there somewhere saying like, hey, they didn't do this to us. Oh, Quinnen Williams.
Best possible answer for Notre Dame's college football playoff case.
Yeah, that's true. Kristen, I've got a better NFL comparison for Quinnen Williams than I do Travis Etienne. Quinnen Williams is Ndamukong Suh. He's been that dominant this year. If he wouldn't have been just a one-year starter, I think he would have had some run in the Heisman conversation, but as 1 year as a starter, it just wasn't going to happen.
Suh, the best defensive player you've ever seen?
That I saw,
in college?
Yeah. These are my top prospects, by the way, in this game for the draft on each side. The three top for each side. Quinnen Williams would be number one. Deontay Thompson's a really good player. Jonah Williams is fantastic. And then Farrell, Wilkins, and Lawrence, all guys up front. Of course, Dexter Lawrence not playing in this ballgame tonight. But those would be the three top prospects. And I would expect all 6 of those guys to get drafted in the first 15 picks,
20, yeah.
14 picks
Yeah.
of the draft, somewhere right in there. Third down, blitz.
He's got him.
It's all right. Had him. He had him, but it's still a safe ball. He didn't
Yep.
take a sack.
Yeah.
He's got to put this on the wide receiver. You can't expect that your running back is going to catch this ball high like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just a bad ball.
Yeah.
I know it's tough, but you got to throw like the fadeaway jump ball or something like that. You got to jump a little bit and get it right down onto his frame. All right, kicking. One job. Hey, listen, you can't walk out there with white three-quarter tights and miss a kick. Oh, these guys, man, I tell you.
Cash.
I tell you. All right, 31.
All right, 45 seconds, though. You got 3 timeouts.
Oh, my gosh. Connor is over there so upset right now. Okay, Connor.
You can change this.
You can, no, not in the first half. We can't let him off in the first half. You got 31 push-ups you got to do. Stop doing the clap push-ups.
Yeah.
In the second half, you can go to knee push-ups. All right? Yeah, that is a boo.
I mean, he does
We'll
get
see.
halftime to rest.
Yeah, in fact, no, wait. Just do push-ups until you can't, and then we'll let you adjust.
Yeah.
31.
31.
31. By the way, everyone hit us up right now. Instagram. You can hit my Twitter, Steve's Twitter, our Twitter, College Football on Fox. How many push-ups do you think you can do in one set? Your max one set of push-ups, as good a push-up as Connor is doing right now. Connor, we haven't counted for you, so I'm just going to say 10, 11.
I've been about 4, 5.
Huh?
You're shortchanging him.
8. 9. Oh, that hurt him too.
31. All right.
No. Get down there.
All right.
Get down there.
Army cadets did 105.
You know what? That's okay. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. I mean,
It's been a long half.
You shorted yourself. You're
All
a
right.
millennial. Ribbons for everybody. Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, you can do it for your entire generation, or you can go take a seat. Yes. Boom. Good throw.
Thank you. Really settle down.
$10,000 riding on the final score. Alabama 47, Clemson 43. Joe Davidson said that. Does he want to bet me, or he's saying that's what he did?
No, he's trying to get a little.
You're trying to.
Is he okay? Encourage him.
More of a statement than a question.
This does seem like more of a statement. I'm rooting for you, Joe. 10 large is a big bet. That's a stack. That's a
43 is an odd number. Those numbers are odd.
43 is an odd number. I will tell you that. There's no doubt. What do you think about this right now? Another Tua mistake with 41 seconds. I'm just sensing right now that Tua's going to throw a pick. I don't know why. I'm just sensing that. In the booth, I would be saying, hey, he's got to be careful here. Second and long, you're going to get some pressure. He's been duped by some looks.
If that happens, Hurts is walking out of that locker room in the second half.
Maybe. They dip out of it.
God, he just doesn't have anything. Oof.
Oh. I love Clemson's game. Hey, you know why Brent Venables makes over $2 million? This game plan.
He's really good.
I mean, you've seen some automatics from them. So on that little short motion on the last series, the corner wasn't going to be blitzing, and then on the short motion, he's like, "Hey, I'm coming right there." You know, those little like checks, automatic checks on defense they're really tough to see from an offensive standpoint, and Alabama's just going to let it go.
Yeah, how about
Wow.
that? They just let it bleed.
Wow. Well, there you have it, folks. Clemson, 31-16. Bama's going to get that second half kick. Woo!
Well, like you said, they did it last year.
Yeah, but they had a new quarterback that came out of the locker room and played unbelievable. Let's see what Saban says.
Steve, we've got a question for you.
Sure.
Can you tell us what is the biggest deficit Bama has come back from in the last few years to win a game?
Ooh. I can look into it. I would assume it was Georgia last year.
I would assume Georgia.
passing it over to Tom Rinaldi.
Maria, thank you very much. A very strong half. True freshman. You said he doesn't play like a freshman anymore. How do you assess how Trevor Lawrence has handled things?
Well, he's done a great job. He's missed a couple throws. You know, we hit that back. That's a touchdown right there on that last one. But, you know, they've got a little pressure on him. But,
It's true, Dabo.
we've scored every time or twice.
Got to be last year, Georgia, right?
Yeah.
What does Alabama have to do to bounce back in the second half?
Play better. There's a few things.
Analysis.
One is, yeah, that's hashtag analysis right there. One is they've got to figure out
And they were way too comfortable in the first half. So
the protection issue. Because there's clearly an issue where Tua's not seeing the protection, whether it's just the straight pressures from Clemson or if Clemson is bringing what I would call an odd pressure. And by that, I don't mean the front in odd, but odd just meaning there's not a pressure profile. It's not a real structure of a blitz, but then just one guy comes. You could call it like a green dog or something like that, like a dog pressure, where it's just randomly one guy comes and it's impossible. I don't know. I mean, I think that they need to come back out. I thought they had the most success when they were running the football. And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, I know that sounds crazy with
know.
Tua as the second place in the Heisman
Right.
voting, but I think they've got to run the ball.
Yeah.
It keeps their defense off the field.
Averaging a little under 5 a clip right now, running the ball.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break at half, and then we're going to get back, and we're going to go live back in the second half. So thank you for watching the first half, but it's only getting started. We got a lot of stuff coming up in the second half, and it's going to be good. Bama's going to make a run, okay? Folks, they're going to make a run, and you want to be here because we're going to have all the breakdown. We're going to have everything you got. We're going to see if Connor can still do push-ups in the second half. So join us back. Remember, keep your phones, keep your laptops, iPads right by you because we'll send out, you'll get the notification that we're going live. Check back with us. You got Caffeine, you got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got YouTube. We'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes, all right? So quick break, and we'll be back. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Roll Tide.